Hello everyone, this time you join me driving up to Bradford and Citroen's to collect the 2CV's body. You probably can't see it from this angle, but I have a car trailer behind me with the 2CV's chassis on it, and the plan is to head up to see Alan at Citroen's, drop the body onto the chassis, attach bonnet and doors, and then drive home, where all I have to do is then put it all back together again. Has to be said, the RAV4 is proving a plucky little tow car. It's not doing too bad at all, struggling a bit up the hills, but we're within its towing weight of 1500 kilograms, and it certainly doesn't feel as unstable as its short length might lead you to believe. I found that with the Caravan as well, it felt surprisingly good. It actually felt better at times than the XM, although that was largely due to different gearing. I think what helps, in the case of both the XM and the RAV4, is that the tow bar is almost between the rear wheels, so there's no pendulum effect. You can get a bit of a snake on sometimes, and it can't help if the tow point is a lot further back than the rear axle. Stubby little RAV4 is perhaps better designed for towing than you might expect. Rather like a short wheelbase Land Rover, a favourite of the farmers. Anyway, I'm only about an hour into the journey so far, still a long way to go. I shall do another segment later and it will blend seamlessly into it like this. Here is that next update, and left it a bit late. It's gone horribly dark. But there you go, 2CV. Ready to go. Time to drive back to Wales. And here she is, back in my garage. Let's take a closer look at the bodywork. So you'll note the engine is missing at the moment. That's because it's gone away for a rebuild. You didn't really need it, but someone offered to extract a few more horses and give it a bit of a refresh. I wasn't going to argue, so that's away. I need to go and collect that. So we've just got the gearbox sitting there at the moment with some rather rusty disc brakes, and which seem to be eating through the strap, but holding it in place, never mind. So here's the bulkhead now. I need to reattach the VIN plate, but the finish is the U-Pole Raptor. So fairly thick and gloopy stuff, to be honest. Very textured feel. Not at all how it would have been from the factory. I don't care about that. I don't care about factory finish. This car is nowhere near original. I'm not bothered. Moving up, the body's been finished in Alpine White. This is 2-pack paint. We fitted a windscreen just before we set off for the journey home. We also refitted doors. But I need to take them off again because, as you'll see, there are currently no door seals fitted. Mostly they were fitted just for transport. It was the easiest and safest way to get them home, rather than trying to stack them in the back of the RAV. Inside, all very nice. There's some pliers that Alan left in the car. So you can see the middle bit is the chassis, so that's still grubby because that's quite old now. And I've had the U-Pole Raptor sprayed on the floors and the bulkhead there, all the way around to cover this area. So that's where the rear seat will go. You can see mucky paw prints from my cat, who's obviously been in here to have an explore. Boot floor, inner wings. All these sections are exposed in the car, and they quite often get damaged. So I'm hoping the U-Pole Raptor will help protect those parts, and all the inner wings done in much the same fashion. So for the first time in quite a long time, this 2CV now has these lines down the back. That they had been pretty much plastered over in a previous job when it was rebuilt after a rear ender. So the paint finish isn't superb, there's the odd run here and there, but it was only painted last Friday. So normally Alan at Citroen's would probably spend a week polishing the car and getting it finished to an exacting standard. I haven't got time or money for that, So I've had it back pretty much fresh from the spray booth, so I'm going to have to do some polishing myself. But I'm not after pristine, I'm not particularly bothered. Solid is what I want. The cosmetics don't bother me in the slightest. The bonnet was also done at the same time. And you can see I've got a choice of seats. That's my old bench seat to the right, that's that one. And then I've got individual front seats. Haven't decided what I'm going for. The rear adventure bumper and the one at the front, that's this one here, have been stripped, blasted, and they have been powder coated again. And again you can see the dappled finish because it was starting to corrode before. It's getting closer, you can see there's a real texture to it. I don't particularly care about that either because I just want it solid. So powder coating, I haven't had brilliant results of it in the past, so I'm hoping this time it'll be alright. But I've just noticed already I've managed to scratch it, look at that. And that's the problem. Once you get chips in that powder coating, you're in a spot of bother. So I'll have to get some touch-up paint on that. It's just grease, that's alright. Yeah, this is the problem with having an immaculate car, it just quickly becomes unimmaculate again. Front wings are away. My friend Joey has been welding those up. I'm not sure how I'm going to paint them yet. I've got a new vent flap to go in because the old vent flap, oh look at this mess. Somewhere in there is all the interior parts of a 2CV, by the way. I don't touch that pile until I'm putting stuff back on the car. So here's Elly's old vent flap, which has her name on it quite clearly. But you can see it's starting to bubble up in places. They do corrode with age. I've got a slightly better second-hand one there, but what Alan's actually done, I'll just remove that grubby fingerprint, is he's painted me up a stainless steel one. So the inside is still stainless. So hopefully that will be entirely rust resistant. We shall wait and see. So there's a headlamp bar down there that I haven't painted yet. Need to get the headlamp shells a different colour, preferably. There's the fuel tank down there. Somehow, out of all this chaos, I need to make the 2CV whole again. And stripping it down took no time at all, but I suspect putting it back together again is going to take an awful lot longer. So, thank you for watching this video. Thank you very much if you were one of the people who contributed to this project. Basically, anyone who donated to the cause paid for all the new metalwork in that body, of which there is a huge amount, and Alan's time to weld all those in. I've had to pay quite a lot more to get it painted and get it to this stage. That's fine, that's how these things work. Restoration always an expensive business, but without your help it wouldn't have happened at all. So, thank you for watching, wait for further updates, and I shall see you again. Ta-ta!